Barely weeks after the North-South language war, DMK government in Tamil Nadu has found itself in the midst of another controversy, a Tamil Nadu versus North India divide. State Health Minister Subramanian, who has sparked a row with his comments on COVID clusters being reported in different parts of the state. The minister blamed North India or students from there for the spread of COVID, saying it is students from states like Delhi, Haryana, UP and MP who are responsible for COVID clusters being reported in several cities.
Delhi, Haryana, Uttar Pradesh, Maharashtra, Madhya Pradesh, Kerala போன்ற பல்வேறு மாநிலங்களில் தொற்று எண்ணிக்கை கூடுதலாகிக் கொண்டிருக்கிற சூழலில் வட மாநிலங்களிலிருந்து வருகிற மாணவர்கள் இந்த கல்வி நிறுவனங்களுக்கு வருகிற போது அவர்களின் மூலம் ஒட்டுமொத்தமாக இந்த தொற்று பரவத் தொடங்கி இந்த தகவல் சம்பந்தப்பட்ட நிர்வாகங்களுக்கு தெரிந்ததற்கு பிறகு.
Now, it wasn't just the DMK minister and what he said about the COVID clusters. A special order issued by Rameswaram Municipality further propelled allegations of prejudice against outsiders. The notice has been issued to companies asking them to disclose details of workers from outside Tamil Nadu. Companies have been asked to submit details of non-Tamil Nadu workers such as their name, photograph, Aadhaar number, etc. The order says that if the companies fail to submit details by the 15th of June, legal action would be initiated against them. This order was issued in the wake of the Vadakadu rape and murder incident in which two migrant workers hailing from Odisha were arrested last week.
இப்போ ராமேஸ்வரத்தை பொறுத்த வரைக்கும் வெளி மாநிலங்களிலிருந்து வந்தவங்களை உடைய கணக்கு இப்போ எடுத்துருக்குறாங்க. பல சிட்டியில் ஏற்கனவே நாங்கள் எடுத்துருக்குறோம். புதுசாக வரக்கூடியவங்களை ரொம்ப வேலைக்கு அமர்த்துறதுக்கு முன்னாடி அவங்களுடைய ஆன்டிசிடென்ட்ஸ், அவங்களுக்கு முன்னாடி வழக்குகள் ஏதாவது இருக்கா அப்படிங்கிறத அவங்க கண்டுபிடிச்சு அதுக்கு பிறகு வேலைக்கு வைக்கணும்னு நம்ம சொல்லியிருக்கிறோம். இதுக்காக நமது காவல்துறை மூலமாக அவங்க கேரக்டர் வெரிஃபிகேஷன், அவங்களுடைய நடத்தையை வெரிஃபை பண்ணக்கூடிய ஒரு அமைப்பும் இருக்குது. ஒரு சின்ன ஃபேஸ் மட்டும் காட்டிட்டு அவங்க எங்கே இருந்தாலும், எந்த மாநிலமாக இருந்தாலும் அவங்கள பற்றிய தகவல் தெரியறதுக்கான ஒரு வாய்ப்பு, அதுவும் நம்ம மொபைல் ஃபோன் காவல் ஆப்லேயே அது இருக்குது. அதன் மூலமாக தொழில் நடத்துகிறவங்க புது ஆளை நியமிக்கும் போது அவங்களுடைய கேரக்டர் என்ன அப்படின்னு தெரிஞ்சு அவங்கள வேலைக்கு அமர்த்தணும்னு நான் கேட்டுக்கொள்கிறேன்.
Now, this notice has sparked a political war with the BJP accusing ruling DMK of bias against outsiders. DMK has clarified that the details were collected as stipulated by law and imputed charges of profiling of workers from outside of the state.
When there is a huge influx of people, especially the migrant laborers in the unorganized sector, it is always better to, even the act, the Migrant Labour Act, that itself suggests that all the details should be collected and it should be held at a central this thing. So when the act itself stipulates that these details should be collected, mere collection of such details will not amount to profiling. And Tamil Nadu is a place which has always welcomed people. Vandarai Vaazhavaikum Tamil Nadu. That means whoever comes here will flourish. Any other propaganda based on anything else will not work here.
The DMK finds itself under attack from multiple directions. One from those within Tamil Nadu and also states like UP and Bihar, whose ministers have reacted to what the health minister said about people from North India bringing in COVID. Listen in.
तमिलनाडु हो या देश का कोई भी राज्य, कोविड का प्रोटोकॉल सारे नागरिकों को, सारे छात्रों को मानना पड़ेगा. ये नियम और कोविड की बीमारी क्षेत्र देख करके नहीं आती है, जगह देख करके नहीं आती है. हम तमिलनाडु के स्वास्थ्य मंत्री से कहेंगे कि वो बगैर किसी बात के सारे लोगों का एक सा प्रोटोकॉल जारी करें और उस प्रोटोकॉल को सभी लोगों को मानना बाध्य हो.
देखिए, देश में एक फैशन सा बन गया है अपनी नाकामियों पे, अपनी कमियों को ढकने के लिए दूसरों पे आरोप लगा देना. हमने देखा था कि किस तरीके से कोविड को फैलने के लिए जमातियों को जिम्मेदार बनाया गया था. आज जब वो तमिलनाडु के मंत्री ये कहते हैं कि साउथ इंडियन कोरोना को फैला रहे हैं, हम समझते हैं कि इस मंत्री जी को अपनी नाकामियों को, अपनी कमियों को दूर करने का प्रयास करना चाहिए। दूसरों पर आरोप लगाने से काम चलने वाला नहीं है।
All right, does this betray a bias against people from outside of the state? Is it the next step of that divide between Hindi and Tamil? Tuhin Sinha, spokesperson of the BJP, joins us along with Karan Verma, author. Gokul Chandran, political analyst, also here with us. Gokul Chandran, why?
Yeah, good evening, Padmaja. I don't understand what is this debate is all about. See, the state administration is asking for some additional data so that it can control the crimes in the city, it can control the people. It will very well come to know who is there in the city, who is there in the town, who is going out, who is coming in. It is just for the administrative purpose
and to maintain law and order. Often, if you see the past few days or the few months, all the crimes that is taking place, there is an outside hand. The migrant laborers are involved in the crimes, and the police is unable to catch the criminals because they don't have any whereabouts of criminals, and to keep a check on that, the government has come up with some procedure. See, it is a very normal procedure in usual cases. Wherever you have to go and work as a migrant labor, you have to register there.
Okay, so this is a normal process. This is not about bias.
No, it is nothing about bias. And regarding the COVID cases, the minister never said North India. I want to make it very clear. I don't know how you are twisting the words. The minister never said North India. He told, he named the states, UP, Bihar, Maharashtra, even he named Kerala, which is a neighboring state. So, I don't know who twisted this and came up with the North Indian, South Indian debate.
Okay, Tuhin Sinha, this is not bias, this is process.
Traditionally, DMK has always thrived on its parochial anti-North India agenda. If you remember, 2 weeks ago, the Education Minister of DMK, K. Ponamundi, please don't heckle, calm down, behave yourself. You seem to be an educated, behave yourself.
Kerala is not North India. First you have to learn that before speaking.
K. Ponamundi, Education Minister of DMK, exactly 2 weeks ago had made a ridiculous statement. Don't learn Hindi. If you learn Hindi, you will become Golgappa Walas. Throughout, if you look at the history of DMK...
You are lying in the news channel.
No, I mean, what sort of people do you get on your show?
I will not let you go with lying.
Okay, Mr. Chandran, you got full time to clarify what you had to say. Now let him respond.
I remember even 2 weeks ago, Times Now had a debate on that topic, and today he's denying everything. So anyway, if you look at the history of DMK throughout, they have, periodically made anti-Ram statements. But what frustrates them today is the nationalist politics which has been ushered in Tamil Nadu in the last few months by K. Annamalai, the dynamic president of the Tamil Nadu BJP. And a lot of the statements which are coming from DMK today are a result of the frustration of the growing popularity of BJP, and I say this with responsibility. 1 month ago, they had, banned a ritual which had been existing for decades and for centuries. So I think, the anti-Hindu and the anti-North Indian mindset of the DMK is something which has run its course and which is leading to diminishing returns, which has only flustered them and, which is leading them to make some mischievous statements.
Okay, Mr. Rajshekharan, mischievous.
Padmaja, say, in Gujarat, the government has the right to check the citizens and the residents living in Gujarat. In Maharashtra, the government of the day has all the powers and rights, legitimate rights to check whoever is living in that state. And when it comes to Tamil Nadu alone, I don't know from where these BJP spokespersons jump from sky to earth and they say this is happening, that is happening. I mean, you don't understand law, yaar. If you are in Delhi, you have to go and register. If you are renting a home, you have to go and register yourself in the local Thana. That is the procedure. See, it is within the law. When the Epidemic Diseases Act 1897 is enforced, the whole India was under surveillance of the Home Ministry. Please understand law. Don't jump to conclusion and make a mountain out of a molehill.
Don't make a mountain out of a molehill.
2.5 years. 2.5 years after the onset of the pandemic.
Let me finish.
2.5 years after the onset of the pandemic, if the health minister of Tamil Nadu is reacting the way people were reacting to, in the first week of the pandemic, it only means that they've learned nothing. Today you follow the protocols. Today you simply can't. You can't blame movement. You can't blame movement of people. You can't blame different parts of the country or different parts of the world for spreading the disease in your backyard. Today you have to follow back.
Okay.
Today I think check your vaccination performance. Today you check your vaccination.
Okay, Mr. Rajashekharan, respond. You are talking about seeking details. Tuhin Sinha is talking about. Okay, Tuhin Sinha is talking about what the health minister said. That 2 years after the first wave, if you are still going to say that others are bringing in the pandemic, then you have a serious problem on your hands.
No,
and to make it region specific.
Government. No, I'll tell you, the government, whichever government, be it a BJP government, be it a Congress government, be it a ADMK government or DMK government, it is the duty of the government to check and ensure the citizens of the state are living peacefully and safely. That is the procedure. Come on, please understand how the government works, the administration works. When you are asked,
but sir, just out of curiosity, if I can just come back again to the COVID issue, is it borne out by data that the students who've come from North India are the ones carrying the virus? How was that determined?
Yes, Padmaja.
See, I'll tell you, Padmaja.
Yes.
See, the government administration has the power and the infrastructure at their disposal to find out who is who, what is happening. The police, the health department, the revenue department, the health secretary, everybody are in power.
Okay, so this is Karan Verma, just the empirical data. This is just the anecdotal findings. Karan Verma.
I think it's ridiculous, and if we talk about data, Padmaja, I hate to compare, but Tamil Nadu hasn't fared too well in arresting the spread of COVID with 34 lakh cases reported. I think it's ridiculous to put the blame on North Indians the way the health minister did today, and to bring that sort of a rhetoric in campuses. I think that doesn't do good to our fabric of unity. There are anyways too many fault lines in our country, which is as diverse, as rich as ours, and statements don't do good, and especially they don't augur well during sensitive times like COVID. COVID is a time when we should not be talking about BJP's growing popularity or DMK's parochial politics. Right now, I think we should all come together as one, and putting the blame on someone is not going to help them, and it surely is not going to be a balm to so many bruised people in COVID. And another thing, the data profiling that they did for jobs at a time when people are still bouncing back for employment, I don't think this will again do too good for employment data, for people seeking employment. It will act as a deterrence, and it will lead to greater racial abuse, if anything. Okay. So in the garb of procedure or anything of that sort, it's a very irresponsible statement to make, and
it will be open to misuse. Mr. Rajashekharan.
Padmaja, BJP has no locus standi to talk about all this racial, all this data collection, all this, because they are the masters of all these activities.
How? I am talking as a citizen. I am talking as a citizen. Don't bring BJP here. That is your problem. Why are you politicizing it?
I want to give it back to the author. It is ridiculous to defend BJP on these grounds.
This is not BJP versus DMK.
No, you are only creating a narrative. That is BJP is growing. What growing?
No, I am talking here as a citizen.
You get one word.
It is not going to do good to the fabric of social unity in our country.
See, social media is not going to fetch you results in the election. Social media hype and social media gundagiri and social media thuggery is not going to help you to fetch votes. First understand that. TV debates will not get you fetch any votes from the people. The people hate BJP for your double speak, double standard.
This is ridiculous. This is ridiculous.
The arrogance of
Sir,
BJP,
this is not a political debate. This is a debate about bringing North and South together. We don't want many divides in this country.
You are speaking like more than an RSS spokesperson. You are speaking more than a BJP spokesperson. You should be neutral.
Well, in a lighter vein, before I end, Mr. Rajashekharan, perhaps the same applies to you as well. You are perhaps more outraged than anyone from the DMK. Would